Hello, welcome back. We just finished UV mapping our daggers. So what you need to do now is to make sure that they are combined. So go ahead and combine them. Hold down the spacebar, go to Mesh, Combine. And make sure both are center pivoted and delete by type history. And let's go into the UVs, and I think you've already done this, but I'll just take you through it again. UV editor, and make sure that I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen, and make sure that they are within the UV texture space. They're not overlapping and they're not touching the edges. Okay, just double check everything. And then when you're done double checking, I'm just going to pull that down a little bit. Make sure the object is in selection mode, object mode. It'll turn green. Go to your UV snapshot, and we want to browse. Now make sure you set your project up. Set your project, and we want to set this up with these numbers. So we're using Udemy tiles, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Udemy tiles, so that'll be U 4 and then V1. We're only using one row. So row 1 and then 4 over. It's going to be 4096 by 4096. It's going to be a PNG, and we're going to go to browse and make sure you set it up to the source images folder. You can do that by clicking on this source images folder in your directory, in your project folder. Go ahead and rename it something like Dagger 1. UVTX. I'm going to call this new because I've done this several times. And save. And then I click on apply and close. It's going to write all the UV maps out, and you'll do this to the second dagger, so you'll make sure the UVs are laid out correctly, and then you'll save it out the same way, and you'll call this dagger 2. Alright, so with dagger 1, we're just going to go to file, and we're going to click on export selection, and we are going to go to OBJ export. Click on export selection, and we're going to do the same thing. This is going to be called low poly dagger UV and TX. And I'm going to call this new as well, just to make sure I know that's my new one. So I'm going to click on new on that one. Click export selection, so now we're saving it as an OBJ. You will do the exact same thing with this one. Okay. Now we are not creating high poly daggers. I know there's been a lot of confusion, and I'm sorry about that, but we no longer need to do high poly daggers. Okay. So just ignore the other videos that you're watching that may reference high poly daggers. We're not doing that. Okay. All right. So once you have that exported out, then we're ready to go into Substance Painter.